today I am back in the studio and I am playing with the new Alcohol Lift-Ink. For this video I want to go ahead, I have some artist trading card swaps coming up, and I always like to throw a little extra something in, so I want to go ahead and make a couple of tags using the Alcohol Lift-Ink and my alcohol inks that I can go ahead and put in the Happy Mail. And I also have some new Tim Holtz stamps, so I'm not sure which of these I'm going to use yet. Just whatever I kind of feel as I'm going along. But I do know I want to use kind of the brown tone theme. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go, and I like to work on this tray just so that it doesn't get all over my studio table. And I think to start this one, I'm going to go ahead and maybe just try putting a little alcohol blending solution on these to start with, just to experiment. I'm still learning to play and work with these. And I'm going to go ahead and start with some caramel. I'm just going to drop it on. So we've got caramel going. Let's add in a little Pebble. Get some dark colors in there too. It's going to have fun splattering these. And I do have a window open and a floor fan blowing all the air out the window right now, just to kind of help keep the room from getting too smelly. I'm going to try some rust. Look at that. Tilt these a little to get it running. Get some funky backgrounds going here. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab one of my Alcohol Ink mini applicators in the felt. That's these. And I'm going to grab one of my dabbers and make sure that's on there nice and good. This one's from another one. I'm going to put a little bit of that blending solution on here. And I'm going to go ahead, and I know I used the rust, I want to add in some Slate. Just a little bit of a darker. And I'm going to add a little bit of mushroom, because again I want these to kind of be a brown tone. And then I'm going to try to add a little gold. I've got to get this shaken up a bit. See, once you hear that, that's how you know it's mixing up. Let's see if I can get this to work on here. Put in some gold. Now let's see what happens. Can you see that reacting? I'm getting that beautiful gold color in there. And I can also wipe it along. I can also smear this if I want. Try to blend it up. And then just go in with the dabber and put texture back in. Just for kicks, I'm going to try adding a little crimson. Just see how that does on top of it. How that spreads out here. Gonna grab a new felt. A little more blending solution. And I really liked that lighter rust color, so I'm going to bring in a little bit more of that. think I'm going to also grab a little bit more caramel. And then just go in and keep working it. Oh, I must have got it. I think I need to get a new dabber because this one I had used with paints, so I don't think it's sticking. Try this one. It doesn't have any. There we go. I just want to keep working that background until I get a really great mottled effect. And everything just keeps reacting. Now I want to work this one. And this one I'm super happy with. So I'm going to set that off to start drying. And I want to work this one a little bit more because it's not exactly what I'm hoping for yet. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the mixing solution to get things running again a little bit. And I'll go with the dabber a little bit more. And then maybe I'll add just a little bit more slate. There we go. Now it's reacting. Awesome. Just blend it up a little bit. Okay. I think I'm going to leave that one be. So now I have this beautiful background. You can see the burgundies and all the colors there. And then I have this one that's just a little different. It needs a little bit of drying. So I'm going to get those dry and I'll be right back. Okay, I have these dry now and you can really see how that metallic just showed up beautifully there and on here. So now I want to go ahead and, before I do my alcohol lift, I do want to add a little background to these guys. So what I'm going to do for this one is I think I just want some archival black ink texture. I want to put some copy in the background. So I'm just going to get out my Stampers Anonymous stamp here by Tim Holtz. That's Holly coming to say hello. Like I said, the window's open, so she's having fun in the studio. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this up. And I'm just going to lay it down. I'm going to do it one more time, just to get some interest in the background here. You can see I've got now the copy on here. And on this one, I want to grunge it up a little. So I have this stamp from the Technique Junkies. I'm going to go ahead and put some ink on this one. This is a brand new ink pad, so I'm trying to really get it working. Okay. Now this one I'm gonna kind of just add a little bit of grunge to the background. And then you can see where I added in the black. So that's a little texture on those. And now I want to see if there's anything else I want to add to this. I think I'm going to go ahead and I want to try. I saw Tim Holtz demoing when he did his Facebook Live with these that you could use stencils to do some of the lifting. So I'm going to make sure my felt's down really good. And I'm going to use the Alcohol Lift-Ink refiller to put just a little bit on here. Don't need a lot. And I'm going to go through some of my Tim Holtz stencils here and see if there's one. Maybe we'll do a little bit of gingham on one of these. So let's just see. I'm going to put this down and just work the lift a little bit. Just like that. And then I'm going to do my dabbing. And then I'm going to do my rubbing like he recommends, and we'll see what happens. Oops. And let's see. Oh, you can kind of see it. I may have to do it a little more, but you can kind of see where the gingham came out there. I'm sorry, the Harlequin came out there, and it did take it off a bit up here. Make sure you guys can see that. So it definitely gave it a cool look. It definitely lifted. I like how that looks, so let's play with one on this guy. Maybe we'll try something a little different. Maybe try some of the Chevron on this one and see how that goes. Some arrows going down. So again, I'm going to put my alcohol lift on here. And then I'm just going to gently go over it. And I don't have it, and now I moved it. And then I want to do some down here. And just a little touch in this corner. I'm just going to keep going. And the more okay, so with this one, the more you rub over it, that is doing the lifting more than the paper towel. So that's what I was doing wrong in the other one. It's this, it comes off with that. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dab. Keep using clean sections on my paper towel. And then I'm going to try to rub a little. And I'm really loving this effect. And now on this one you can really see where that picked off the paint. I'm sorry, the alcohol inks, and it gave it a great texture. So I can see using this now with some Halloween cards. This is going to be a lot of fun this year. Alright, I'm going to get these two dried a little bit. And then go on to the next part. Okay, so here comes the fun part. Time to stamp with the Alcohol Lift-Ink. And the key thing to remember is if you're going to be stamping with the Lift-Ink, you have to make sure that your stamps are clean, and either you've not used them before or you have cleaned them off. So for this one, I kind of want to do the girl's face. And I have used her before, so I'm going to take, I only have a baby wipe right now, I'm going to try to take that and clean her off. I have to buy some of the Reinker cleaning solution, so hopefully this will help. And I'm going to pause it while I do this, and I'll come right back. Okay, so I'd wanted to use the girl on one of these, but I can't get my Archival ink off well enough, so I decided that for now I'm just going to go with stamps I have not used yet. And I'm going to take some of these from the Theories and use them. So, I think I'm going to take my balloon guy for this one. And I'm going to, for this one, do the bicycles on the side. So one tag will be like that, and one tag will be like this. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my alcohol Lift-Ink. And I need my stamp block, which is what I should have been stamping on. There we go. And I'm going to put this one on here. I'm going to press. I'll move this where you can see it. Now when I take it off, you won't see anything at first. But I do have an impression on here. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this down on this tag. And it did come out a little blurry. So I may have done something not quite right. Maybe that wasn't dry enough, or I may have used too much ink, but that's how you learn. But that's still a great start to a background. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I wipe off my stamp for the next time I want to use it. And now I'm going to get a fresh piece of paper towel, and let's see how this guy turned out. Hopefully the impression worked out okay, but we will see. Make sure I keep that covered. It's very humid in here because I have the window open. And my background's still very tacky, so I may have needed to have let it dry more. Oh, I'm starting to see him show up a bit. Just gotta keep dabbing. Let's take this off and make sure that's drying. Dab. And I think what's happening is I am in Florida and it is quite humid, and I have the window open to help keep my studio aired out while I'm doing this. So the alcohol ink is staying quite tacky. So that may be why I did not get that one impression. So now I'm going to rub. And you can see where it did lift, and I kind of get a cool background. But what I didn't realize is my placement, where the guy was supposed to be, is where I had lifted already for the chevron pattern. But it can still be salvaged. I can still use more black stamping over top of it, and this is still going to be a cool background. See how that lifted? And I can even re-stamp this guy on something else and stick it on top. So this is still going to be a really cool tag. Okay, so let's go ahead, and this does not feel quite as sticky. So maybe this one will show up a little better. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Okay. There we go. And it looks like I did not get the center section, so we'll see how this goes. I'm just going to flip this tag over so it can be dual-sided, and I'm going to go ahead and put my impression down. And there we go. That still came out neat. Look at that. So I probably needed a little bit more of the ink in the center area, but that is still a very cool fade background. Those will definitely be very handy for swaps. Now let's see how we did on this guy. I'm going to find a clean spot on my towel. I'm going to dab. Find another clean spot and dab some more. I'm starting to see it show, but I'm going to do some more dabbing. Find more clean spots. Dab, dab, dab. There we go. Now I'm going to find another clean spot. I'm going to start to rub. So I think the humidity may be affecting this. So let me just rub this a little more. You can see, there we go. So these have become very cool background tags, just the way they are. I can totally send these off, and now the next person to get them in the swap will be able to take these and see if they want to add an image on top, add some more black ink to it. But for me, I think these are great backgrounds and great starts. And another great way that you can use the Yupo paper, because these tags started out as a piece of 8x10 sheet of Yupo, and I can get 3 tags about the size of this one on there from the Distressed tagline. So that must be the number 8 size. You can fit 3 of them on one piece of Yupo page. And if you have a Cricut, you can always do a whole background and then cut it out using your Cricut as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some inspiration that you're going to go ahead and get yourself some of this great alcohol lift ink, because I think it just makes some really cool tags. I can already picture using this at Christmas time too now. I'm going to make some custom tags maybe for family presents, and it's just going to be a lot of fun to play with. So if you liked the video, remember to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, stay up to date on all my latest releases, and as always, thanks for watching and happy crafting!